Hi, everybody. It's me. I'm MattHawes of the Happy Show, and I'm here today with another Hawes Draws segment. And here I'm featuring some more artwork. This is some stuff I've drawn in the recent couple of years. We're going to go ahead and start with the good, bad, or bad host, Brian Shaligo, I forget how you say his name, and Kyle Hinton. These are a couple of good guys that make videos about bad movies, good movies, and all that. And really, this is more or less a fan art thing I did just for fun. As an exercise, I was inspired to go ahead and draw them. If I remember correctly, I drew this on my phone. There's a little app I have that was a stylus that I used on my Notebook 9 when I had it. And that was what I did to draw this. So, and then here is another guy. He goes by the name of Bird. And he's on the worst movies on YouTube. They have a channel. Yeah, excuse me there. And he's teamed up with another guy, his friend, Gutter. And the Gutter and Bird both were actually they're actually a bunch of cool guys, a couple of cool guys. And they actually used this artwork on their show. So there again, the two guys. Then Dr. Demento of the Dr. Demento radio show, which you can find at drdemento.com, I believe, which has a bunch of his older shows up there. I understand that Dr. Demento still puts on a regular show every week. And the man is now, I think, 84 now. He is turning 80 when I made this picture for him. And again, another fan artwork that I did. I just thought that'd be fun because it was his 80th birthday. Now, for my nieces and nephews, they're now old enough that they have children of their own. And my youngest niece, this is her children I drew a picture of. That's Audrey and Aria when Aria was first born. And I drew this as an image for their Christmas. And I did the same for my great nephew Beckham, which is my nephew's boy. He loves Pokemon. I think he still does. And then this is based off Jensen here, my youngest, the youngest boy that is my youngest niece, or not the youngest, my other niece's boy. Now, this is something I did for Stanley's to commemorate his 100th birthday. He was no longer alive at the time, unfortunately. He made it pretty close, but he didn't quite make it to that. And this is pencil that I did. And I want to keep that pencil texture. You can see the pencil and the lines and stuff. But when I took it into Photoshop, I did add a filter on it to give it this kind of textured pattern. And I colored it. And I used this as a graphic for a video I did that also is about the 100th birthday of Stan Lee, actually about his life. I edited a bunch of interviews and such together so that it was like he was telling the story of his own life. And I got a lot of great images and stuff. And I put that in the video that is actually here on YouTube on this channel, the MattHawes channel. You can find this video. And it's actually done pretty well with in terms of views. But that's what this was drawn, not strictly speaking for the video, but I used it as a graphic in the video. And then this is me doing a cover kind of mock-up using the same artwork. And I used it was screened, the documentary was screened at a local convention. And this is another cover I did based on Stan Lee's likeness. And Thor, Spider-Man, the Hulk, and Ant-Man, the same year that was Stan Lee's 100th birthday, it was also the 60th anniversary of all these characters. So these are characters that Stan with Jack Kirby created when Stan turned 40, basically. Now, I did a book called Our Gang, The Little Rascals, History with Comics. And this is, of course, a drawing based off the Our Gang Kids from the Our Gang comedies that's also known as The Little Rascals, the original Little Rascals. They're reading a publication in a photograph that I based this off of called Otico Tico, which was a Brazilian publication for children that had articles and comic strips and stuff, and they were featured in the publication, the periodical. And so I took this, I took the image, like I said, did my drawing of it, and used it as the cover for my publication about their history in comic books, which you can still find on Amazon.com. So if you want to look it up, it's the Our Gang book, Our Gang, The Little Rascals History with Comics, written by me, MattHawes, or Matthew Hawes on the book's title. So that's still on there if you want to check that out. Okay, for our local convention, I also did Billy West, who did the voice of, is it Fry, I guess, for Futurama, and there's Bender there. And because he's a gazillion voices, Billy West, and since he did that character's voice, that's what the whole gag is with this picture. And he was a guest at that convention. Now these guys, two of the stars from Mallrats, Kevin Smith's movies from the early mid-90s rather. And I drew this drawing here because the guy who put on the convention wanted kind of like a cartoony version of the characters. Well, I guess he went more cartoony than this, supposedly. But when he decided not to go ahead, and I gave him the option not to worry about this drawing, so he decided to go with another piece of artwork, I guess, which he created from either a Photoshop using a filter over a photograph or AI. I'm not sure which he did. But the funny thing is, it was based off a photograph from a similar scene. And truthfully, it's more realistic looking because it is based off the photograph. I mean, like, when I say based, I mean it used the photograph to enhance, it's an enhanced photograph, basically, is what it was. And I'm thinking, well, the whole idea was you want caricatures and more cartoony, and the reason he didn't want this was he wanted more cartoony. How does it make sense that he went with a more realistic picture? Anyway, it is what it is. So then this was drawn for HorrorCon in Nashville, and I forgot to include this with my last video that had to do with the Garbage Pail Kids spoof with the HorrorCon Kids cards for the convention. But it's the three of the actors who played the kids in the movie, plus the kid who played when he was kids, I played the cat, and they were supposed to be guests at that convention. I hid the witches in the background. This is the black and white version. This is the color version. And, of course, color and Photoshop and all that. Then, this is the version with all the card dressing, so to speak. I was being playful with the numbers up there, like Garbage Pail Kids, their cards usually have some number followed by A or B because there's usually two versions of the cards. And I decided, well, it's a movie that has to do with witches and everything else. So I put 666, but I put a B that kind of resembles a 6. Just because, being a little cutesy, I guess, with that. And then this is a drawing I did for a friend of mine, a friend and customer, long-time customer, that he went to commission me to do a drawing for his company, Poor Boy Exotics. And that's what that is, a snake drawing for him. And then another friend and customer, another long-time customer, commissioned me to do a draw on this white cover Savage Dragon with Piccolo from Dragonball Z, since those are two of his favorite characters, and he likes the color green, I guess. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and take that commission and do this, and it was the first time I ever drew either character, so I hope it turned out okay, and this is the color version. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is this is Scarlet Avenger. It's based off of a character that was on a YouTube video, it was a fan film or student fan film for comic books and stuff, but the character was the guy's own original creation. And he's a fellow from Canada, as I recall. And I drew on my own volition, so to speak, or what have you. I did a Scarlet Avenger drawing on one of my Hall's drawing segments on The Happy Show. It was during one of the last years of The Happy Show. Maybe it was a couple of years before the Happy Show ended. But anyway, I decided to redraw this. And this is actually 2025 drawing because I went to redraw it because if you go back, I think you'll still find the drawing video here on YouTube on this channel. And just look up Hall's Draws the Scarlet Avenger. it's not the, I wasn't the happiest with that drawing. So I did this newer update version just because I wanted to try another whack at it, just for fun. But that is all the drawings that I have to show you this time. And thank you for tuning in, and I will do another video for Hawes Draws, showcasing more stuff in the future. Thanks, and like, subscribe, and all that other fun stuff. And I will see you in the next Hawes Draws. Yay!